Hello friends, this video is for our kindergarten through 4th grade team for December week 1. It's crazy that we are already coming into December. So our virtue for this month is just the virtue of Christmas, celebrating Jesus, God's greatest gift. And our memory verse for the month is, today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. Luke 2:11. So, we are talking all about Jesus this month and obviously the Christmas story, but this first week we are finishing up in the Old Testament with the prophecy found in Isaiah. The story of Christmas begins with the promises that God made long before Jesus was born. God's people had been waiting for hundreds of years for God to send the Savior. Many gave up hope, but God was still working in the background. The promises God made and fulfilled remind us that God's plans are best. So our bottom line, God always has a plan. Sometimes it's hard to stay hopeful in the middle of a tough situation. We want things to happen a certain way, and when they don't, we can become discouraged. Thankfully, when we look through the Bible, we can see that God has always been at work. When we remember that God faithfully kept promises in the past, we can find hope because God will continue to be with us through whatever we face. So, looking one more week back at the Old Testament prophecies that Jesus will be coming. Jumping into our leader guide, we would love for you to join us at 8:20 and 10:20 in the garage room for coffee and donuts and prayer, like always. Then just make sure that you're to your small group area by 8:30 and 10:30 so you can make sure you've got everything ready to go. Kids will start to roll in at 8:40 and 10:40. As they come in, they can be playing with toys. Make sure you introduce yourself, ask them their name. Or this week, their little devotional says God's plan for, and they can put their name on the bottom of it, and it's kind of a picture of the Bible. And also we have new memory verse stickers that you can hand out to all of your kids this week. If they don't have a memory verse poster, you can walk out to the parent wall, and they can take home a memory verse poster, and all of the previous month's stickers are out there as well. So then when service starts at 9 and 11, you can play this little game called Keep My Promise if you'd like. So there's a bag at the bottom of your cart, and there's a bunch of little promises in here. So one at a time, kids will pick a promise out of the bag, and then they're going to act it out. So I promise I can drink my water. So these are simple things, simple ways that we can keep our promises. It's things like brush their teeth, I can't remember some of the other ones, but just easy little things. So they're going to take turns acting out those different promises that they can keep. And then you're just going to close by saying something like, great job acting out the promises you'd like to keep. Those are great ideas. We're going to go to large group to hear about a promise that was made a very long time ago and came true for all of us. So then at 10 after, you can walk across the hall to large group. When you get back from large group, you can gather your kids together for snack time, ask for prayer requests, and then just say something like this. We're going to see here in a minute that Jesus is called a lot of different names in the Bible, and all of them are important to help us know who he is. He isn't just an important man, but he's God's son, and he came to earth to save us and show us how to love others, and I'm so glad that God always has a plan. And then you can just close in a prayer with your kids' prayer requests, and you can use that prayer if you'd like to. Then you'll practice the memory verse together, so show kids how to look up their new memory verse in Luke chapter 2, verse 11. You can practice it with the motions. And then you can split your group up into 2 teams, and you're going to give each team a set of these memory verse light bulbs. And what they're going to do is they're going to have to put their light bulbs in the correct order, and then they're just going to tape them alongside your table. So one team can go on one side of the table, the other team can go on the other side of the table, and they're going to tape their lights up in the correct order. And whichever team does it first can win. And then 2nd through 4th graders, on your cart, I also put this little bookmark. So it's got some of the words of the memory verse mixed up, and they can fill it in, and then they can color this if they'd like to take home for their memory verse. And then you can close down just by saying something like, you guys did an amazing job putting your memory verse in order. This is one of my favorite verses because it's all about the why we celebrate Christmas. It isn't just presents and good food and family. What are some of your favorite things about Christmas? Let kids answer, and then just say, those are great things. And there are a lot of reasons to love Christmas, but the reason we celebrate Christmas is that Jesus was born, and Jesus coming to earth is how we know God always has a plan. Sorry, I'm still battling this terrible cold. Then the last thing, it's called What's in a Name. You're going to have kids sit in a circle. Right now, I don't have these in a gift box, but I'm going to have them in a gift box for you on Sunday. And the kids, you're going to pass this gift around the circle. And whenever you call out, his name shall be called, the kid holding the gift box will open it, and they'll take out one of these pieces of paper, and they're going to read the name for Jesus out loud. Obviously, our kindergarten and first grade leaders, you're going to have to help your kiddos read their names out loud. And after the name has been read, you're going to put the lid back on the box and pass it around the circle again. And then you'll say, his name shall be called. When it's on a different kid, they'll pull out another name and read it. So when you're finished, you're going to go around and reread all the names for Jesus one more time. Ask kids if any of the names sounded funny or strange. So just so you guys know, Father who lives forever, Jesus, Wonderful Advisor, you might know it as Wonderful Counselor, Messiah, Savior, Rescuer, a Light, Mighty God, Prince who brings peace, and a Ruler. And down here it talks about Messiah means the anointed or chosen one, and it kind of gives you definition of Messiah. Savior means the one who saves, and you can read these to your kids. Wonderful Advisor means Jesus wants to help us and give us advice when we aren't sure what to do, and it kind of tells you a little bit about that. And then ask kids if they have a favorite name for Jesus that we read today. And that is it. He is our gift. So that's why these are all in a gift box, because Jesus is all of these things to us, and he is the greatest gift. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for serving. If you didn't get a chance to come to volunteer appreciation tonight, make sure you grab your form and take it to the bookstore and get some good stuff for yourself at the bookstore. Thank you guys so much for serving. I am so grateful for all of our amazing elementary small group leaders. Thank you for serving, and we'll see you on Sunday.